This is the Washington Times front page for Thursday, April 13th, 2023. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Fresh revelations from a leak of sensitive government documents continue to tumble out as the Defense Department and Justice Department have launched inquiries into who leaked the material, how they did it, and why. Mike Glenn reports the latest information appears to contain confidential U.S. intelligence assessments about NATO member Hungary and fears that nationalist leader Viktor Orban may be tilting away from the U.S. and toward Russia. Reports also said a small contingent of U.S. Special Forces had deployed inside Ukraine, and an internal Pentagon document suggested Serbia was secretly supplying arms to Ukraine as well. Ukrainian officials have downplayed the significance of the leaks. They said their government was careful not to share many of its most sensitive deliberations with even a critical ally like the United States. Rooting out environmental, social, and corporate governance-based investing is proving to be more difficult than conservatives figured. Ramsey Touchberry reports state pension managers, banking associations, and business groups in more than a half dozen Republican-led states have warned that bills to blacklist pro-ESG asset managers and investment funds could cost retirees and hurt local banks. Among them, Mississippi, North Dakota, and Wyoming killed anti-ESG bills, and Kansas and Indiana diluted legislation. ESG is a type of investing where factors beyond just finances are considered, such as the environment or social justice. The national suicide rate jumped in 2021 after declining the previous 2 years, and the final count fell just shy of a 2-decade high. Sean Salai reports the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said the overall number of reported suicides increased from nearly 46,000 in 2020 to 48,183 in 2021. That's the latest year for which statistics are available. The final tally is 161 deaths short of the 20-year high set in 2018. The report did not give a reason for the increase. Deb Stone, a behavioral scientist at the CDC Injury Center, told Sean that it's impossible to single out any factor in the COVID-19 era. You can read all of these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page. You can also find the entire lineup of Washington Times podcasts at WashingtonTimes.com/podcasts. Los Angeles-based Cathay Bank has voluntarily turned over bank records requested by Republican Senators Ron Johnson and Chuck Grassley related to Hunter Biden. A bank spokesperson told our Susan Ferricchio that it has cooperated with the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability's request for information, and that the bank intends to continue to cooperate with the committee. The records show financial ties between President Biden's son and brother and the now-defunct CEFC China Energy. Republicans want the records to be included in an ongoing investigation of Hunter Biden's tax filings. And finally, conservatives are celebrating Texas Governor Greg Abbott's decision to bus illegal immigrants out of his state a year after he began the controversial practice. Stephen Dinan reports the Republican governor said his goal of busing was to share the pain, particularly with sanctuary cities that limited their cooperation with immigration authorities. Abbott's office said more than 9,100 migrants had been bused to Washington, D.C., another 5,200 were sent to New York City, and 1,500 to Chicago. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at WashTimes for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.